already.
But we want to go to the bench and go ahead and bring in Titan linebacker, great guy on and off the field. And fortunately, he's here to cook, not hit you. Keith Bulluck. Keith, good evening.
Nice meeting you, sir. We're gonna be fishing it up a little bit tonight. We're gonna do some flounder. The first thing we're getting ready to do here are these roasted beets. You a beet guy? Into beets at all?
They're pretty nasty. I mean.
I see he's got some support up there though from the Anti-Beet Commission. The goat cheese that we're going to use here, and I think the importance of this is remember, you can use these products, but you're not wrapping this in breading and frying it in oil. Okay, we're just using a little bit of the goat cheese here to keep it a little bit healthful. We're also going to use a little bit of walnuts in this. Also good for you. Another one of those kind of things. We don't want to sit down with a whole jar of planters, but you know, we want a little bit of them. To really get their flavor going here, we're going to use a little cooktop action. And when you work with nuts, we're going to do this twice. And I'm not talking about myself with the nuts reference. With these guys, we're going to go ahead and toast them a little bit. When you toast things like walnuts, almonds, we're going to use pine nuts a little bit later on. It brings out their real flavors and essential oils in there. So you can get a lot of the flavor. If you just put them in there raw, they're just okay. When you do this, by the way, do you go mixed grains or just, you've done it, don't like it?
Yeah, I just, iceberg.
One thing that can throw people off with the greens sometimes, Caesar salad, romaine at least, romaine. When you do these kind of things with mixed greens, if you don't like sort of that peppery tinge that they'll have to them, there's lettuce, arugula, radicchio, the little red guys that'll be in there, and those are always going to be bitter. They're all in that bitter green category. So you can try to find ones now, like a good one for you would be like baby romaine, which has sort of got a reddish tint to it sometimes. And
it's got, store?
Exactly. You can find it pretty much anywhere with it. So go ahead and drizzle a little bit of that on there for me. We're going to garnish it with a little bit of these. By the way, kids, I can't feel anything in my hands generally because of multiple burning, so I may grab a hot pan or so. That is not recommended to do at home at any point here. So we're going to do a little bit of a garnish around the sides here with that. So we're garnishing it up. Then a little bit of those beets, if you could put, I know you don't, I'm going to make you touch the beets though, Keith.
I don't mind touching them. I just won't eat them.
We're going to just put the beets around there however you see fit. And then I'm going to come behind you here, and I'm going to just do a little bit of a goat cheese sort of dollop thing. I'm just throwing the goat cheese at the salad. Smells good though, doesn't it? That cumin seed.
Yeah.
That cumin seed's got a smokiness to it, you know, that you can work with and really get good results out of it whenever you use it. So, let's go for it, Keith.
Could you put that like on like potatoes maybe?
Oh yeah, anything. Okay. You can put that thing on this board and roast that, and that thing wouldn't turn out too bad. I mean, it's good.
A little rough, but tasty, huh?
Little fiber in the diet. The cumin seeds, by the way, you can always, when they get in the oven, they bring out that sort of smokiness. You see it a lot in, you know, Southwestern foods, Mexican foods, and Middle Eastern foods and stuff like that. It's a great spice to be able to put together. A little dessert. How are we feeling about pears?
Pears are good.
Pears are good?
We do pears. We do pears. See, fruit is different.
Okay, fruit's good. Wine
fruit is like a treat.
Wine, little wine action.
All right.
All right. You know, you got to go in there and you just got to, you know, come take a cooking class with me. You know, learn about this kind of stuff so you can become a little bit more empowered as far as different kinds of food products that are out there. I think the biggest problem a lot of times people have with diet is they get into sort of a rut with their food. You know that you got 3 or 4 dishes you're sort of comfortable with. They may not be the most healthy, but they're the ones you sort of do, and you know them, and you make them time and time and time again. So when you have things like that that come up with high cholesterols and everything, it can be this drastic change for you. Because suddenly you're going from over here, I'd made these all the time, and now you're telling me I can't eat that at all. Right. Now I'm telling Keith he can't eat peach cobbler and ice cream. And I just ruined Keith's pregame meal. You know, but there are alternatives out there. Fish action. You know, if there's a food product out there that, you know, if you want to step away from things like beef and chicken and all that kind of stuff, it's seafood because it's so lean. You know, if you were swimming all day, you'd be pretty lean too. You know, and that's what it is. I mean, that's just the truth. You know, that's the whole thing there. So we've got these guys that we're working with. Now, one of the things you do got to be careful with when you cook fish is there's so many of them. Flounder, sole, cod, grouper, snapper, salmon, swordfish, tuna. Favorite fish, if you're going to eat one, what's it going to be?
Salmon.
Salmon, the teriyaki salmon.
Or trout. I like trout.
Trout's a good one. You know what's a good trout to try out? Steelhead trout.
Oh, for real?
Sort of looks like salmon, but tastes like trout.
I cooked flounder last week.
Did you? Awesome, awesome. It's one of the things. Catfish.
Yeah.
Catfish is good. We're not frying it though.
Of course. What else are you supposed to do with catfish?
February is Heart Month, Keith.
Oh, nah.
February is
We're not
Heart
frying
Month.
it. No fried catfish.
Oh.
No fried catfish in February.
And then we're gonna do a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes. Another good flavor there. And then what we're gonna do with these guys, a little bit of golden raisins. A little bit of raisins, a little bit of sweetness in there to help us out. And then at the end here, we're gonna get ready to put in a sauce that we're gonna make with a little bit of white wine. All right? So we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of these guys just in here, a little bit of the raisins through here. Then we're gonna get ready to sort of roll this whole thing up. All right. So then what we're going to do here, I'm going to do one, then you got my back on the next one. Right. Here we go. I'm going to roll this guy in a little bit of a pinwheel kind of thing here. Then I'm going to grab a little bit of string, a little bit of trussing, a little butcher's twine. Then we're going to go underneath this guy. And I won in Boy Scouts either. So we're feeling good. We're feeling good about this. Yeah. And then we're just going to roll that underneath there. And just sort of lightly tie it.
They're going over to Keith's with the fried catfish and the berry wine.
Yeah, we got French fries too. French fries in the deep fryer, but not in February. Not in February.
Big chocolate cake from Kroger to go with that fried catfish. We're in heaven.
Brian's ice cream. You know what I'm saying? I drink a lot of juice, but
we wouldn't do it in February because it's heart healthy.
I don't wait a month. You got to eat right in February because February is Heart Month.
Little peach cobbler for dessert. Maybe peach cobbler was the appetizer, right?
Can we eat that? Can we have peach cobbler?
I don't know what just happened, but something bad. Baptist has gotten a lot more patient suddenly. Something happened. Something happened. There was a scourge that crossed the area of fried catfish.
I'm a bad influence. Carry on. I'm sorry.
I gotta get back to cooking some fish. I'm just gonna leave that one go. I'm just leaving it. Where you check, don't be an "Are we there yet?" cooker. Don't be like, I don't know, is that thing done yet? What do you think, Keith? Is it done yet? Let me take a fork and cut into it. I know we don't do that with chicken, do we? So then you get underneath it a little bit and you just sort of scrape this guy and then turn him over. Give him the turn. Give him the double action here. And let him start to turn to get a little bit of color on him. What we want to see happen down here is we want to see a little bit of this sort of browning action here. We want to see that. That's that caramelization. Those are the flavors getting all brown down there and rich and deep and not burnt.
There's some serious good smell headed this way, Steve.
Very nice.
Little presentation, little flash.
Now,
I'm just the assistant.
He's just assistant. You're going to put me out of a job with that kind of action going on there,
Not
Keith.
at all.
And let's give Keith a huge round of applause here.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Keith, take care. Nice meeting you, man.